Welcome back to episode 12 of the Full-Time Banter Show. This is part 3, the football section. My name is Tariq.
I'm Liam.
I'm Riz.
Yeah, make sure you like, share, subscribe, let your friends know as well. Press the little bell so you get the notifications when we put up a new episode. Follow us on Twitter at FulltimeBanter7. It's really good. And I'm going to start there on Twitter because this particular show is sponsored by Miguel. Our friend Miguel, who has chosen this week's topics. And the topic he's gone with is...
He's a producer. He needs a credit at the end, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Director as well.
He's got,
Disguise.
he'd love it. He's got an ego big enough, I think. Bigger than mine. I've got quite a big ego.
I think he's just matching a little bit below yours.
Yeah, okay. We've got to meet anyway. But thank you, Miguel, for the input this week. Because I didn't contact him, he got very, very upset and pouty and stuck his lip out. And so we let him choose this week's topics, which is Messi versus Ronaldo, the age-old, not quite age-old, but you know. We're going to talk about that, and we've got quite lengthy views from Miguel as well. So obviously, yeah. But before we do, I've got to give a shout-out to somebody, and it's quite relevant as well. It's our friend on Twitter and fellow YouTuber, at Anfield Agenda. Yeah?
It doesn't sound like he'd be a friend of mine, I'm not going to lie. With a stadium like that in the name, blinking egg.
Listen, at
We're
Anfield
all
Agenda,
friends.
nicest guy in the world, brilliant podcast. He's bang on. Riz has watched him as well. His facts are there. His facts
he says
are there.
it as it
No,
is.
good,
He
good.
tells it as
It's
it
all
is.
bad.
Yeah, he's a little bit raw. Languages, yeah, but that's all.
That's
good.
right on my
fine.
street, I don't
Yeah, that's it. That's what you like.
And you
I'm
know,
on censorship on here, pal. I'm struggling.
cherry on top is Irish. So what's not to like?
Well,
Lovely
if you'd
Irish
started
fella.
with that, I'd have been alright.
Lovely Irish fella.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, at Anfield Agenda, make sure you follow him on Twitter, make sure you look him up on YouTube and listen to what he has to say. But he actually asked us a question. He wanted our opinion before we chose this topic. He was saying, would love to know if you gents feel that Liverpool can sustain the fantastic start that we've had. So I'll let you guys go first.
I've answered this to him on Twitter anyway.
Yeah,
So
what did you?
I pretty much said it as it was. I said, unfortunately, I think they can. However, it all depends, and it pains me to say this, but it all depends on having the team there, so getting the balance right, so avoiding any injuries, and having a good system in place where if you are going to be playing longevity within the European Championship again, like you were in the Champions League, the FA Cups, the other tournaments with the Carabao Cup at the moment, obviously we'll go through the scores, but it's just a case of having that balance, keeping your players refreshed, and just making sure that they're looked after, because the biggest thing is
Club looks after his
overburn.
players.
No, I get that, but sometimes, you know, you've seen in the past with certain teams, they've gone for a charge on all fronts,
Yeah.
and then they started
Can't
lagging.
sustain it, yeah.
Exactly. So it's a case of how you manage that, manage the team, because obviously this season so far from what I've seen, they've controlled games much better. There's
Game
been more
management's
of
been
a
fantastic.
maturity
Yes, yeah.
between them. So for those reasons, I'd say yes, and it's unfortunate, it pains me to say it. However, they have to be mindful if and when that one bad result comes, if that gets someone a downer, that could potentially be their weakness, Achilles
Derail
heel
things, yeah.
overall. But because you got other teams that are going to try and sense
course.
on that and pounce on it. So that's what I said to him. So in a nutshell, Anfield Agenda, as I said before, unfortunately, yes, I think they can sustain that, but all bearing well within the team, then it shouldn't really be too much of a problem.
Well, injuries granted. There's nothing.
Yeah, granted,
every-
what
every
I'm saying
club's-
is key. You know, we talk about injuries,
Yeah.
but it's about
every club is prone to
to
injuries.
your
There's
key
nothing
players,
you
for
can do
example.
about
Like obviously, you can see the difference. Example, KDB's made for that City team,
Yeah.
and being out, you can see the difference. You can see Mendy not being there. It's a bit unfortunate. You can see how it impacts that team. Yes, they've got strength of depth, they've got quality, but you can see it's clearly affecting them. It's not causing problems. It's not the same unit that they want to
Yeah.
put out there. So Liverpool might be in the same boat. If you end up losing, for argument's sake, Mane or Salah
God
or
forbid.
Firmino.
God forbid.
No, exactly. But this is what I'm saying. This is where
Shut your mouth
you
out,
look
Riz.
at, yeah. So my mouth is there, but I'm just being realistic. So this is what you have to look at. It's key players who you can replace. But I think one of his biggest strengths is he's brought up players
Well, yeah, I was going to say, hence our developing our squad.
doing there. So
Yeah.
it's looking good. Looking good.
We're
in that
both
sense.
bulking it out, it has to be said, and rearing the youth.
Yeah, exactly. So looking good on that front.
What do you think, Riz? Are we also?
Riz,
sorry,
Liam.
We've merged. Riam. I don't see any reason why they can't. I think it's always as good as it is to come from behind sometimes. It's you're better off getting points on the board early season because it builds momentum,
Pressure,
it builds
doesn't it?
confidence, it sets out a marker to other teams. I mean, the brilliant thing about when Ferguson was managing at United is he'd always say, we're always stronger in the second half of the season. And that meant if they were having a crap start to the season, that people would go, what are they going to do?
Yeah.
They come on strong. Or if they won the first 6 games, well, they're going to get even better apparently in the second half of the season. So it was fear tactics.
Mind games.
And
lunatic.
I think if as long as they stay injury free, I can't see why not. There seems to be a good vibe about the place, which is terrifying. So I don't want them to get anywhere near the league. But is this the season take advantage of City having a couple of high profile injuries?
Well, this is it. They were talking about getting better. They've got KDB to come back, so they can only get better.
They have. I mean, obviously, you got to look at it in realistic sense as well. Now you got a league which is been very competitive over the last couple of years, and you've seen teams develop. Even you'd said the teams in the top 10, irrespective of who they might be.
Yeah,
the names everyone's investing in their teams. Anyone on any given day can turn anyone over.
Yeah.
And it's proven to be a very shrewd move by certain managers. And in this day and age, you've got to start strong and hopefully try and continue that. Okay.
Miguel's topic: Messi versus Ronaldo, and here's what he says. Take a seat, guys. Miguel says, yes, not since years between 84 when Michel Platini, that's my era. I used to, watch. Mexico 86 was my first World Cup that I remember that I watched. Platini guided France to the European champions in World Cup 86 when Maradona single-handedly lifted a limited Argentina side. He was under the influence, fair enough, but okay. Side to the status of world champions. Has such a division of opinion existed as to who was the best footballer on the planet? It's an age-old debate, and one which will never go away. It's hard not to look past either, and I don't think we will see the like of each ever again. If I was to pick, regardless of my allegiance to Atletico Madrid, I would say Ronaldo. So Miguel's going with Ronaldo. Like Messi, his numbers do the talking. The stats for both say it all. However, Ronaldo, in my opinion, has proved it at more than one club. Good point. And has gone on to be a world superstar. To move away from his home and transform his physique and be dedicated to being the best, he's gone a long way.
I love how you dodge the big club. The word big.
No, Madrid is a big club, yeah. Nope. Okay. He is great in the air, which Messi isn't. I've got to pick a bone with that because that header, Messi's in the Champions League final against United. Oof, absolute
everything
peach.
goes back to United with this
Absolute
guy.
peach.
It was very good to watch.
5'0" and he got above all the defenders.
Through the tears.
He has transformed in more than one role and has adapted to the team and the style along with accepting he is getting older. His passion and hunger drives him. I have seen enough of La Liga to understand had Barca not had Iniesta and Xavi, Messi would be 2/3 of the player he is. Ooh, controversial. Ronaldo has a drive which no other player in the game has. Messi is unbelievable. Love him to bits for what he has done for our league, but Ronaldo just edges it with winning the Euros and consecutive Champions Leagues, as well as being a more rounded player who had to work on his ability, whereas Messi was blessed and naturally gifted. Nothing wrong with that, There won't ever be the likes again, and I really hope that I'm wrong. Mbappe, if he's looked after, could be. Neymar is miles off, agree with that. Hazard, Salah, miles off, year in, year out. To be fair, Salah's only had 1 year at
Stop defending him, carry on. To read it as it is.
They need to prove it. Kane, Griezmann, all a different kettle of fish, as you say in England. In England, a different kettle of fish.
Bloody hell, I need a break after that.
Well, that was, very eloquently put.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, TJ, Miguel.
Miguel, yeah, where do you guys stand then? He's obviously, Miguel undecided on the fence there. But, yeah.
I think he's been fairly open. I mean, obviously, considering you probably think Atletico Madrid fan and then picking out a player that's played for Real Madrid. I think it's been
fiercest rivals, yeah.
I think he's probably been realistic, and maybe from what he said, he's probably seen enough of La Liga to understand how it works. And if you're watching it day in day out, we probably form the same opinion. If we were to choose between the best Premier League player and it's watching it week in week out.
But on his argument about Xavi and Iniesta, granted they're fantastic players and they did the possession work behind him, you could say. But they're gone now. They're not there.
Yeah.
And he's still doing all
Still
right.
doing it. Yeah.
Doing alright, yeah.
Yeah,
He's doing
so-
alright, I get that.
Miguel?
Nothing
Do you think they-
nothing regarding that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I like both of them.
Mm.
And I think over here, Ronaldo, you either get people that passionately love him or passionately hate him
Like my man.
because of the allegiance to United. So, for instance, I've asked a couple of people on their opinions, and one just gave me a torrent of abuse
Tirade.
about Ronaldo. Yeah, because he's a Liverpool fan.
Okay.
And I think for some people over here, it's hard to differentiate that. You know,
yeah,
and
to
remove
put the
yourself.
bias aside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but speaking personally as a United fan, I have always gone down the route of Messi, just because he's a bit smart. I like the sort of smaller players. That was a bit more technical. Ronaldo, I think, is more exciting to watch. So you might watch him do a
It's a bit more direct.
he might do something that's more explosive, and you go blink an egg.
Mm.
But when you see Messi cutting him from the right on his left foot, and the ball just doesn't move an inch away from his foot,
Yeah.
and I think
Well,
it's
the
just,
wizardry, the close
I think it's
control.
just an amazing sight. It takes you back to Georgie Best or Jimmy Johnston on the wing. I think, and to be honest, I think we should just be happy to be alive at a time.
See,
watching
both of
football
them in an era.
Yeah.
where
That
they're
era.
both on the telly.
I think
and
I
watch it
quite
every week. But
Kind of echo, same as well what Miguel said. Are we going to get to see players of that calibre?
I think so. I
in
think
that
so.
For what they've done for the last 10, 12, 15 years.
not that consistently.
Consistent on a basis of having players who are dedicated to their craft. You don't hear much about them negative in the media in terms of they've been caught doing this, they've been done that,
Yeah,
this, that,
fair
the
enough,
other.
yeah.
How Ronaldo now 33, Messi 31, how Ronaldo's still looking after his body. You know, he's always been into his fitness anyway. But to transform yourself from being a pacey winger to playing
Bit of a
that
show
forward.
pony he was at United, wasn't he?
You got to try it. He's 18. He's coming over from a different country to do that. He's settled in. He's built himself up. How skinny he was to what he is. Yeah. First one in, last one out. First one in, last one out. Messi, similar thing.
Yeah.
People wrote him off. He went to the academy at Barcelona. Johan Cruyff. They seen him. Said, right, look, you know, we've got issues here. Maybe he's not going to make it.
Kind of against the odds because he suffers dwarfism.
Yeah.
No, it's not that. It's,
No,
because they
no,
pay for
Dwarfism
surgery.
would be proper midget.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
didn't they treat him with something?
They
Yeah,
treated
they
him with a
pay-
condition to do with his legs, the growth
Hormones, I think, yeah.
on there.
Because that's what
Okay.
frustrates me, because he's not small. He's like 5'8". He's small for football.
Yeah.
I'm 5
Is
foot.
he 5'8"?
Yeah,
Really?
Around that, yeah, 5'7",
It's not the same
5'8".
as Michael Owen, isn't
I'm
it?
5'3.5" with the
Google
wind
it.
behind me.
How
Like-
tall?
But anyways, what I was saying though
Messi Meister.
is in that regards though, you can understand why. This is why I'm saying, because you see players who have that mindset and everyone going around and looking at saying, hang on a minute, are we gonna get another? And I think, to be honest with you, it might be difficult because in this day and age, the players that we get, they're more interested in having a
All the
mindset.
trappings of
Or-
yeah,
yeah,
success
exactly.
and-
You know, so it gets to him. And I really hope I'm wrong, but one player I would like to see come through is Mbappe. I think from what he's got, if he's nurtured rightly and he's at the right club and his agents make the right decisions for him, I can see him going far. As for Neymar, I don't think he'll be at the world level of.
Neymar's miles away.
Neymar's great, but he's not that class.
He doesn't have the work rate. of-
Hazard and Salah, in my opinion, possibly, but Hazard's getting on a bit.
5'7".
5'7", yeah.
5'7".
That's what I'm saying, yeah. Hazard's getting on a bit. You know, you got the issue. But having then said that, Modric I'm not even going to talk about the FIFA award because I'm going to really get annoyed. That was a blag.
Oh no, it's 1-1.
That was a blag. But Modric, rightly so, but was showing that he can do it at that age. But there's not many players that are coming through to really say, look, listen, in 10 years' time, 5 years' time even.
Oh, we don't know that. We don't know that, Riz. Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be anyone
who'd
like
heard
them.
of Kylian Mbappe before last year?
What I'm saying, 2 years ago I heard of him. But
Yeah,
anyways,
well,
correct.
you're the man in the know. I'm talking about general.
However, saying that though, I don't think, do you honestly think consistently 40, 50 goals in a season in a competitive league?
He's only ever played in Spain, the easiest league apart from flipping Scotland. Messi.
No, but Ronaldo's been there as well, yeah. So
Bayern win it every year.
no, but I'm not just talking about him just in Messi, but I'm talking about Ronaldo and Messi. So you talk about them, the consistency, the competition, the drive and determination behind both of them.
This is why I've got to side with Miguel on this.
Okay.
Not entirely the same reasons, but at least Ronaldo's been about is making those choices.
Yeah.
He's not just cushy and comfortable. And partly,
if somebody paid for you to have when you're a child to help better you, would you not feel some sense of commitment to them?
Yeah, possibly. Okay, but this is what I've learned of the both players over the years as I've grown and watching them, and as they've obviously progressed in their careers.
United rubbish.
No, but listen, hear me out. Yeah, obviously at United. Yeah, I didn't like him. Thought he was a bit of an idiot. Like I've said, a bit of a show bully. He wasn't the finished article, as you said. He's a young kid. Yeah. So I used to think Messi was a bee's knees, and I used to have a thing for like Barcelona. Obviously, all the great players, Cruyff and Rijkaard and all the rest. So I used to love Barcelona. So naturally fell in love with Messi as well. His skill and control and everything. But then there's been like a shift that I've seen, and the more I learn and hear about Messi. He's a complete control freak. He's a complete egotist. Everything goes through him at Barcelona. He to the point where he's dictating which players come and go.
In and who they want to buy and stuff like that.
So, which is completely out of hand, I think. There's a scenario of a player bigger than the club. And, this is Barcelona, absolutely massive club. And for him to have that influence. And I'm hearing, he is literally... who was the player? Dembele? Moussa Dembele or Osman
Dembele?
Completely froze him out. Ostracised him from the thingy and said, we don't want him. Yeah, and didn't they...
£96 million signing from Dortmund.
There you go. So, to do that, and then on the flip side, I hear about Ronaldo. I mean, I used to think he was such an arrogant, whatever. But you see him, the amount of charity work he does.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll give that. And he doesn't have tattoos because he goes and gives blood.
Because he does for blood.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, granted, every footballer gives to charity, but the way he goes about it and what he does, and certain particular causes close to my heart as well. But then his story of his childhood, where have you heard where he got scouted?
Yeah.
Who was it? Which club was it that came? Lisbon.
He was at
Lisbon.
His father was an alcoholic.
Yeah, the scout came, and his friend gave up the opportunity for Ronaldo to score and be the standout player during this trials game. So since
that guy's an idiot.
Well, because he said
he's a lovely person, but
he knew Ronaldo was the better player,
yeah,
and he deserved the opportunity. And he said, if I'd have got it, I wouldn't have made it. Yeah, I wasn't good enough. So he made a sacrifice for his friend, and Ronaldo's not forgotten that. He, to this day, pays for his home, his kids' education, everything. He's looked out for his man. Yeah,
that's cracking. Nice one, Chris.
You know what I mean? So
Tiano.
Yeah, big Chris. So yeah, respect. So going off personality-wise, I've got to go with. And the fact that he's plied his trade at different places. And
yeah, no, like I said, I was just making an argument for in terms of not who, but in terms of will we see the likes of him again, not necessarily as to in my opinion.
I think we will. It's inevitable. The people said the same about Pele, about Maradona. I mean, Maradona, people said, wow, there's not going to be anyone better. And I think Messi is the clean version of Maradona, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I think anybody's the clean version of Maradona.
No, definitely. I think now it's interesting to see how their careers end in terms of where they are, because we've been blessed to watch them for so long. Yeah. And Ronaldo now going to Juve, and Messi getting on a bit as well at 31. Obviously, Ronaldo's slightly older than him. Do that. But I know we've got a couple more people who've got views.
Yes.
And input on this. So before we do that, like, share, subscribe. At Full-Time Banter 7, get your views in. I know we could talk about this forever. So, Liam, I know you got a few there.
Yeah.
So let's bang them out the way and let's get on with it.
But
before we do that, I think Tariq's upset about something. What's happened, Tariq?
I'm conflicted. It's good news and bad news. Liverpool are 2-1 down, unfortunately. But the second goal scorer is Hazard. So, going back to our Fantasy League chat, positive signs.
Double edge. Let's go.
But no, I'd rather have Liverpool win every game.
Fair play. Let's go, Liam. Yeah. Let's go then.
You got a couple of messages.
Yeah. So one's off Jack, who gets on the show.
Jack, thank you, man. We really need to see you because I missed you last time. So come over on the show, take my spot again.
No problem. Miguel's out for some scrum as well if you're
lucky.
Hey,
man, you haven't said that. get Miguel and Jack just to take our seats for like the day.
Yeah.
Just imagine how that would go.
That would break.
So Jack's gone for, originally it said Ronaldinho, I think it was autocorrect, he went for Ronaldo, absolute goal scoring machine. Howie, who used to work with Jack and myself, said Messi, Ronaldo is a bleep. I said, is that the reason? He said, mainly yes. Personally prefer to watch Messi play, not as self-censored. But yeah,
this is where you don't know.
He's the Liverpool fan. By the first message, you can tell that. Sean went for Ronnie is my boy. So a Ronaldo fan. Steve-O said, Messi for myself. I was more technical and less poncy than Ronaldo, although Ronaldo did play for United.
Yeah, there you go. So
it's
it's
a difficult
hard.
one,
The boys
because like I
coming
said,
in. Allegiances. I mean, yeah, Howie, fair dues. I'm a Liverpool fan as well, but like I say, when you hear the real truths behind the scenes of what goes on, and the egos and whatnot, I think you might possibly change your views.
Although he did move to Juventus because he wasn't the number one. He was on the way down, wasn't he, at Madrid?
Yeah,
eventually,
so,
but
I
still
think
egoy.
it is. But it's been proactive, isn't it?
But then it's thingy as well. That on the flip side, on the flip side of that argument is at 33 years old, it still shows he's got that desire and that knack still to be the best in the world. And the only way he can do it, if he's going to be knocked down the pecking order at Madrid, look for opportunities elsewhere.
No, fair play. You can say he's
embracing
won
it.
league titles in 4 different countries, will it be?
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So it's another good start for him. I'm off. I'm not nothing against him.
No,
Let's
like
move on. Just,
nothing.
I think you have to have a certain ego though to get to that level,
Do
and for that length of time as well, and say no, I'm the nuts or whatever.
Yeah.
Do that.
Kind of like Zlatan as well. And a lot of
Yes.
Before we wrap up, because I know you're eager to finish and get out, but I
I've got
don't know.
one more thing that I missed in the last section. I've got to put in.
Right. Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
Hope you don't steal my thunder. But if you do, I'm gonna.
Sorry, is this bit here, the message here that I've got? Is
Go
it
for
that? Yeah.
No, go for it. I got mine. Was
Naseem Ahmed, thank you for getting in touch.
The boxer.
No, that's Naseem Hamed.
Ah, right.
Yeah, this is Naseem Ahmed, another Dalian. Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yes, bro.
He had a request for us. He said, "Can you take Mourinho to Pluto?" Since you're discussing Star Wars. So very nice, Naseem. He's mixed the Star Wars and the football.
That's what we like.
We're sorry we missed this out.
Yeah, but hey, it's here in this section. Unfortunately, my take is we can't Naseem, unfortunately, because Pluto has been declassified.
I'd say take him now. Take him now. Listen, and I said this to you before he even came to United. I said he was the wrong man for United. I said this from day one, and irrespective of what he's just. Today, I know we talked about this before, just kind of adding on to that point. It's not the actual point I want to make, but from Twitter, we were saying, you've seen that video, Sky Sports News.
The circus is in town.
Carrington. Coming over and just like, the dude, he should be embracing Pogba, should be...
He's got no management skills.
He hasn't, and this is the thing, and...
I think it's a different time to be managing though.
No.
I think it is. No, it's true. I think you're right, that it is... You can't get away with that anymore. You have to be...
Even in the 10 years since you came to... Sorry.
No, that's fine.
No, I get your point.
Because at Chelsea, he did do it differently. He did build that siege mentality where he said to his players, listen,
it's me or nothing.
It's us against the world. And everyone, and we were talking before, he did the same at Inter. Materazzi absolutely loved him. What's happened? Where's it gone? It all seemed to go downhill at Madrid.
You know what? I think he has learned the hard way that his own philosophy of how he plays football, and I'm not just saying this because at United or whatever, but even at Madrid, he came up obviously against Pep. He then came up against Valencia when they were doing really well. Atletico Madrid with Diego Simeone, he was there, and obviously he's seen different mindsets, and he's like always, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it this way. It's like, listen, it's changed. Football's changed.
Evolve.
Move around.
Evolve
doing that. But other than that,
what was your point?
My point was that I said I don't normally do this, but we're going to finish off the show anyway.
Yeah.
But given that you're playing Chelsea this weekend, what's your predictions?
We're going to beat them. We're going to have our full strength side out, which we didn't today. We rested some key players.
Sure, they did as well.
Yeah, and we are going to beat them.
Score.
But because listen, their defence is fallible. Cardiff showed that. Flipping it. Yeah.
By what?
So and West Ham showed you can shut them out. Yeah. I think we will win 1-0, 2-0. Well, by a goal, whatever. 2-1 like tonight.
Okay.
Let them have the
Opposite
Carabao.
scoreline.
Yeah.
You do better against the bigger teams as well, based on last season.
Yeah.
So
this tough run of
What you predicting?
Hope an asteroid falls on the place and levels them both. To be honest, just a
#bitter.
good. I'm all right, mate. I'm okay. I'm buzzing. Just a good game. Games like that, there's no point. I find pulling for one side more. If something happens during the week in the build up or during the game that makes me pull.
Yeah.
But I'd always likely pull for more Chelsea over Liverpool. But as long as it's a good game to watch, I'm not too fussed. And as long as it doesn't impact.
Excuse me. Well, we can afford to drop a couple of points.
So I'll say I personally think it might be a draw. To be honest with you, I think it'll be a score draw. I think it might be 2-2.
10-all draw.
2-2. I think 2-2 for some reason.
2-2, yeah,
2-2.
could well be.
And I'm hoping Aspilicueta and Alonso score, so that kind of differentiates my clean sheet situation there.
Well, there's still time. It's 86 minutes. There's still time for
Fair
Hazard to get injured. So
pray that on
break
himself.
the
Look, he's bought him in.
Break the hearts of the dream team.
yeah, we didn't cover
Do
transfers in Fantasy League section, but never mind.
We didn't
yeah,
need to.
we covered what we were going to
do that.
But that's about it. Any final thoughts?
It's been a long show. All of it,
show.
So thank you very much for sticking around.
Yeah, I hope you're going to watch them all and hope give us your feedback, your input. Get on Twitter, send messages via the YouTube channel.
Not you, Miguel.
Yeah. Keep it coming, Miguel. Keep it coming.
All I
Miguel.
hear on my phone, even if I'm at work or I'm trying to sleep at like maybe 12 midnight or 1 o'clock, it's just bzzz.
Miguel's messages.
It's a mosquito, I think.
All I can see is a bloody flashing light. I'm like, the Holy Spirit is here.
Yeah.
The angels here.
Thank you, everybody, for your input. Yeah, Steve, Sean, Nassim, Miguel,
Howie Jack,
yeah.
Jack, Fred, Perry,
At
Michael,
FPL
Miguel.
Fring, at Anfield Agenda. Get on those guys as well, very good. It's been good fun for us. We hope you've enjoyed it very much. I particularly enjoyed the Star Wars section.
Peace out.
Yeah, we'll
Peace
see
out.
you
Peace
next
out.
week. Have a great weekend.
Alright.
Goodbye.